As any good homesteader will tell you, you've got to ensure that you keep the homestead free from vampires. Now, we've got a couple of options to do that here. A few bits and pieces on the table that we could use. But today, we're going to be focusing on the most important of all. Have you guessed it? The humble garlic.
Don't forget to like.
What's your one? What you said? And you've forgotten. And subscribe. Now, as some of you may know, garlic is a phenomenal antioxidant. It tastes amazing. We use it in everything. And it's something that we've planted in our previous place yearly, normally around 30 plus bulbs that'll grow to be 30 to 40 garlics. Obviously, it depends. However many bulbs you plant is however many garlic plants you'll get back. Now, given we've got the tarp down and the ground is resting, there are some spaces around it that we've had the chickens on. So the meat chicks were on. They spend a lot of time scratching and pooing and adding a lot of fertilizer into the soil. So what we're going to do is capitalize on that, use some of this old compost that we've got lying around that needs to be used, get it onto the beds, get the ground ready, and then plant all this garlic ready for next year, as it'll sit in the ground and it'll stay and grow over the next couple of months until we're ready to pull it up. And you'll be able to see that journey with us, with the garlic, as it continues to grow. Come along with us now and enjoy some of the Hardy Hatchlings. You ready, my princess? Right, have you got the trowel? Good. Random bit of wood, hang on. Right, let's go, 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 go. Textbook lift, textbook. Uno momento, por favor. Follow me. Right, so what we're doing is we're going to grab some cardboard. Oh, thank you. And we're going to put some of that down on there, and then the compost, and then the garlic. And we'll see if we can't get 71 bulbs in there. Come on then. Whenever you're putting cardboard down, you've got to make sure that there's no sellotape left on it or anything like that. Helpfully, the children have been using this to build forts and all sorts, so everything is absolutely covered in sellotape. So I've got to make sure I get that off, because I don't want any of that leaching into the ground. Now, it will break down and I will find it in the future, but it helps me now by doing the due diligence and getting it done today instead of having to worry about it in a few months' time. Come on then, let's go. We've put the cardboard down now to act as a weed barrier. Underneath here is a lot of chicken manure that's still not quite broken down, so it's also going to create a bit of space and time as the compost decomposes, or as the cardboard decomposes, for that chicken manure to really rot out properly, so that when the roots of the garlic get through, it'll allow the garlic to be supercharged in terms of the amount of nutrition it'll pull through. It'll also act as a weed barrier as well. Now, you don't need to use But we have a load of bags of old compost that need gone. We've had them for a bit too long. So we're going to use them on this and get them doing their job in the garden. I've also put in here, you might be able to see from the colour difference, probably not because you're quite far away, but there's a mixture of compost and topsoil here. And those of you that will remember watching episode 2, this is the spot where the old chicken coop was. So for the meat chicks, that's where it was before we took it down and are now using it for different bits and pieces. If you missed that, then you can always re-watch episode 2 after this. And sort of see the progression of this place. Oh, that's actually plenty of space really. So I just need 7 rows of 10. You can get 10 in that way, no bother. Whether we can get 7 in this way. One moment caller. There are 71 pieces of garlic that are to go in the ground. So I'm just going to work out and lay it out. We'll see how well that stabilises. Not well is the answer. Let's try that again. Right. Fallen over there. Let's get you back up. There you go. Right, you lean against the old wheelbarrow. That'll help you. Okay, now you don't necessarily need to be as regimented as this. You can just throw garlic in the ground and it will grow, for my own sanity. I'm just going to lay it out, work out how much I need, and then cover it up. Good, fallen over again. That's gone well. Right, the camera was a bit punch drunk, I think, having fallen over too many times. So it stopped recording when I was sorting all of this out. So you're now meeting me a couple of minutes after having completed all this, checked the camera, and now realise that it's not been done. So, laid out the compost as you saw, lined up the garlic where we want it, and all I'm doing in this instance is I'm just mounding up the compost. You can see from the other mounds along here, but that's all I'm doing, mounding it up, getting the garlic nice and covered. It's raining because Scotland, so we're now going to be able to leave this, and this will then start to just sort itself out. The cardboard will break down through water, and over time the garlic will grow through. It'll start working its way through the compost as well. The worms love cardboard, so that'll bring worms to the surface to play on the cardboard. Not to play with it, but to eat it. And the garlic will then be able to dig further in the ground and put its roots deeper. What we can also do, which we probably will do, is if we see any compost on offer at any of our local garden centres where we live, there's many, we'll be able to pull that in, and then we can add on top as we see fit. Also, over the shoulder you can see the compost bins. They are currently in production mode, so making compost, so we can add that on top of this should we see fit. As you know, we've got the big tarp sheet down behind us. That's going to be down now for a good couple of months. The ducks find it fantastic to play on, as you can see. And thankfully, because the ducks will eat grass and bugs and snails and slugs and then slip around here despite having a massive pond, they're also fine in the garden. They don't scratch anything in terms of the ground. They won't dig up this or make a mess of it. They'll just leave this alone, which is why I love having ducks in the garden with us. But we keep the chickens very much separated because they would have an absolute field day here and eat all the garlic before it even had a chance to put its roots in. Just going to mound this up. Good. Alrighty. So we've got 10 rows, 71 pieces of garlic. Good couple of months now to go, but this will sit here. It'll overwinter in the ground. It won't be too bothered by the frost. It'll continue growing, and we will then be able to harvest it in a couple of months' time once it's come through. Looking forward to you watching that with us and seeing this transformation from pile of dirt to viable, vampire defeating garlic, which also tastes fantastic and goes well in all of our food. Thank you for joining us for this homesteading episode on the Hardy Hatchlings YouTube channel. If you like the content, please like, subscribe and follow along. We appreciate all of you for taking and making time with us, and hope that you're enjoying seeing the journey as it unfolds here. Bye for now.